Welcome to Parnell Park for the go-ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship encounter of Kilmacud, Crokes and St. Brigids. It's a beautiful day for hurling. It's an Indian summer in mid to late September. David Dottie O'Callaghan, formerly of Dublin, is with me for this game. David, what are you expecting?
How are you, Shane? Look, a cracking day for it. Expecting a really kind of close competitive game here as well, and Kilmacud obviously extremely impressive on day one of the championship as well. Can't see them getting the same sort of space and same freedom around the park this time around. I think Brigids will be coming here with a really strong display, and they even you can even see them in the warm up as well. I think they're really primed as well. So I think it's going to be a hugely competitive game. As I said, both teams trying to get that second win and take a huge step maybe into a quarter final as well. So should be a close competitive game and one to look forward to, Oisin.
Well, nothing is guaranteed. The winner today would be highly likely to reach the quarter final. So in that sense, it's a big game.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And I looking at maybe even last year, Crokes, they had a similar kind of day one against Ballyboden and done really well and tore them apart as well, but they didn't maintain that form and that consistency throughout the championship as well. So they'll be eager to maybe back up that display and really show that they're a contender as well. They have a lot of youth in the team and a lot of maybe lads coming in off underage Dublin teams as well, so a mixture of them with some of the more experienced lads as well, so it has a nice look to it as well. But again, this Brigids team have been in a county final recently, have shown no fear of maybe the so-called bigger teams as well, so they'll be full of confidence here and they'll well believe that they can turn Crokes over here and get a result today.
Ronan Hayes scored 310 last time out against Kula. He scored 6 points from frees. Do you stick a man marker on him if you're St. Brigids, and if so, who? Or do you try and cope with him another way?
Yeah, let's be honest about it now. If Brigids, I'm sure they're eyeing that up, saying if we can cut that deficit down and stop Ronan from doing that sort of damage, they'll be a long way towards winning the game as well. So Donnacha Ryan's a very formidable fullback there as well, and I think he has done well on him in the past as well. So he's a physical player, so I'm sure they'll match up there as well. It'll be interesting to see, Dara Plunkett is centre back there as well, really pacey as well. So I'm sure he'll be in covering. If maybe they don't have a sweeper, he'll be sweeping back as quickly as he can to try and cover that. I can't see Ronan getting the same space as he did the last day, but look, he's in top form as well, and if he gathers possession, he's a very hard man to stop as well. So they'll be trying to stop the supply into him, and obviously maybe stopping gathering that ball primarily and giving him that opportunity to run at the defence as well. Because if he gets going, he's a big challenge to stop, and it'll be a big challenge for the Brigids defence.
Oh, that's St. Brigids warming up, as you're seeing there in the red jerseys. Crokes on the other side. By the way, there is another game in this group today. Kula taking on Thomas Davis. Both of those obviously losing their opening game, so a win is vital. That's effectively a knockout match. That one starts at 4 o'clock. We're live from here at 4 o'clock with St. Jude's against Lucan Sars. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but we will keep you in touch with anything else that happens to be going on. Let's have a look at the teams here. Kilmacud Crokes up against St. Brigids. Sean Stack, by the way, is our referee. He's one of the best referees in the country, in my opinion. He lets it flow. For Kilmacud Crokes, we know there will be changes, but Ronan Hayes will not be one of them. We spoke about him previously. Fergal Whiteley is an important player for them, as is Lorcan McMullen. He was out last year. He's a big addition to have back in.
He is, Oisin, absolutely. Yeah, he's so busy around there, and Fergal as well, similar busy as well. So they're trying to get that mix now. Obviously, you've got Ronan Hayes and Alex Considine who are potentially inside as well, and they've got that physicality and that real target for the boys to get the ball into. But look at the team sheet there as well. You've got Dara Purcell, so he's shown huge underage pedigree in the last couple of years, and if he can buzz around and get on the ball as well, he could do a lot of damage as well. So potentially you could be looking at Andrew Dunphy picking up Dara Purcell, which could be a massive duel there as well. Two underage colleagues as well, and great players as well. So yeah, all to look forward to.
Let's have a look at the St. Brigids team. Well, the name that jumps out is that of Alan Nolan. If you give him free pucks anywhere around his own 20-metre line, it's more than possible he'll score or deliver inch-perfect ball into the forward line. Donnacha Ryan, you've spoken about already. He could possibly pick up Ronan Hayes. They've got dangerous players aside from that as well. The game is on. We're underway, and it's St. Brigids who potentially will take the first shot here. It is Luke Allen who drops it inside. It's well defended initially. Brigids try and make it stick. Owen Dunn doing some hard work, but Crokes slotted out. It's Linehan. Had options left and right. Went to Dylan Mulligan. Dylan Mulligan in towards that corner forward line, and Alex Considine. Considine gets the turn on Jack O'Neill. Considine, he might be thinking goal. Hayes is inside. Hayes, he can't pick him out, but it is a 65. Crokes, interestingly enough, not interested in the point. They were trying to work a goal despite the fact that we're in the first minute.
Yeah, and they'd acres of space there, Alex and Ronan inside, as we kind of predicted there as well. And you know, they if they get that sort of space, the Crokes half forward line brought the Brigids half back line out, and the space was huge. So if they get ball in like that, they'll be damage done all day as well. So although look, great defence, and in fairness to Jack O'Neill, got back huge pressure on Alex as well and cut out the goal threat and conceded the 65,
which will be struck by Ronan Hayes. One of the top performers for Dublin this season. A great season and a bad season for Dublin. The bad part, though, not necessarily their fault. I mean, they were struck with COVID, and of course Owen O'Donnell missed the Leinster final with that injury. But what a win over Galway. Ronan Hayes. It's a good delivery. It's a good score. Crokes lead.
Yeah, great start for Ronan as well to get the confidence up as well. So Nolly there, Alan Nolan in goal, ready to go sharp on the puck outs and get things moving as well.
Another fantastic year in blue for Alan Nolan. Short dish straight into the hand of McGurk, one of the more experienced campaigners. They're working it through the lines. Mullally making the burst for it, his own done. It beats him up. He was well covered by Brian Sheehy.
Yeah, Brigids will be looking to own done as well. He's got huge pace inside and a major threat for them inside, so he'll be a major target for the lads out the field to get the ball into.
Sheehy will take the line, Paul. A dual star, played under 20 hurling for Dublin. Has Clare heritage. Like so many lads who play hurling in Dublin, he's got heritage from the country. The ball is sent back inside by Mark Kavanagh. Is that going all the way? It is, but all the way wide. Eddie Gibbons replacing the long-serving Matt Collins, another man who had a massive puck out. Matt Collins of the Collins goalkeeping family from Ballinhassig. His two brothers are in the court panel. Matt Collins, Eddie Gibbons, not a bad replacement. Played under 20 for Dublin, won a Leinster title as well. Ben Hines, the replacement, was actually in your position a couple of weeks ago for a minor hurling final. Dottie, I don't mean forward, I mean in the co-commentary. Plunkett. Well defended, very well defended. Sheehy. He's a big man, isn't he, Sheehy? Crokes in danger of somewhat overcomplicating it. That pass back by McGowan was sold short. Plunkett's in here, believe it or not, it's the fullback Donncha Ryan. And they could have gone for goal, but Cian O'Sullivan, another Dublin hurler, went for a point.
Great score, and it's all coming from the intensity of the Brigids forwards. They're hunting down the Kilmacud backs there, and that's a great start to set the tone for Brigids as well. So Cian O'Sullivan that gets onto a ball like that, he'll work the space and pop a score all day long.
He'll run at defences all day long as well. What a pass that was, taken by Quaylon Conway, but it was thrown, and it's a free to Brigids.
So Andrew Dunphy's gone in on Ronan Hayes as well, so that'll be two Dublin teammates there as well. That'll be a very tasty duel inside.
McGurk will strike the free. Brigids had a big opening day win against Thomas Davis. 224 to 12 points. They look to go in front here. McGurk
it's a great
sails
score.
it over.
Great
really
score,
good score.
Russian, yeah. His own 65. What a free to start with for Johnny. Yeah.
Gibbons. McGurk's going to intercept. No, he's just beaten to it by Conway. That looked like it was thrown, but Crokes get away with it. Dara Purcell doesn't get the ball. Brigids winning all the 50-50s at the moment. Long delivery from Dara Plunkett. Looking down towards Owen Dunn. Dunn against Sheehy. Dunn has the footwork here. Drops it, gets pressurised again. Coming into tackling was Mark Grogan. It's gone wide. Well, it's gone for 65. Good battling again by Brigids.
Yeah, they're up for it. You know, it's a great ball in by Dara Plunkett as well, and he's the guy I always enjoyed hurling with Oisin. You know, he's got great vision, always looking to do the right thing, play the right ball as well. So knows what the forward wants inside as well. Picked out a lovely ball to Owen. Unlucky, slipped. The cornerback slipped initially. If he'd have stayed on his feet, there might have been a goal chance as well, but managed to work it and to win a 65 at least.
No great surprise to see that Brigids have started Paul Winters. He wasn't named to start, but he is in there. An experienced campaigner. Also can take frees, but McGurk is on them for the moment. For Crokes, Mark Grogan has started. Again, another one who wasn't named. McGurk hits it wide. A second wide for St. Brigids. Grogan, another one of the players out there who's represented Dublin underage, was travelling for a while. Crokes glad to have him back. It's Crokes line ball. Lorcan McMullen from County Town, but working in Dublin. It's a dipping ball which is intercepted. It wasn't a good one. Mullally's hooked, but showed a very good reaction. Kevin Callahan hits it wide, a third wide.
Unlucky Oisín, but they're working the ball well. They're really, the intensity levels are up for Brigids. They're working it well. They're getting the ball to the right man, and it was just unlucky, slightly to the right there.
Swept up by Mullally. It's a tidy looking ball. It was a great take out in front. Chasing up after it now is Ryan. He is going to get there. He's at a tight angle. Inside is Cian O'Sullivan. If he spots him, Ryan might need him. What a goal that is from Donncha Ryan.
Absolutely brilliant finish from Donncha Ryan. Yeah, he's obviously not playing full back, Oisín. He's moved up the pitch and is at centre forward, but they're passing the ball around brilliantly into the space. His own done, turned, didn't even look, sprayed it into the space. Donncha Ryan cut inside and absolutely rifled it to the roof of the net. So what a start for Brigids.
He looks so calm while doing it as well. Like, it would be easy for a guy to kind of panic or throw a pass or just have a shot, but he just looked like, yeah, I'm going to nail this right from the start of the move.
Absolutely, yeah, great composure, absolutely great composure as well. And here Brigids are again, winning the dirty ball and the puck out, and Crokes second to the ball, all around the pitch, Oisín. So look, a huge start for Brigids. This will really set them up nicely.
Composure is the word to use. Crokes haven't scored since the first minute. McGurk fancies this. Just inside his own 65, with the breeze at his back, I might add. McGurk into the golf course end. It might drop. It will drop.
Oh,
it's in.
Another one.
Winters gets his stick on that, and Brigids have a second goal.
Yeah, it was a dangerous looking ball. The minute he left it, it was just lofting in the air, dropping right in on the square. And I think Paul Winters, got a swing on it. And I don't know, did he get much of a touch, but he got enough anyway.
It was a one-handed double. You so rarely see it, but as we say, he's very experienced and he's a real poacher when he wants to be. What a goal that was. And it wasn't lucky. Sometimes you just throw the ball in there, and if you catch a break, great. They knew exactly what they were doing. Winters got under it, and the way he turned and swiveled, and like just a flick of the wrist. It was a wristy goal.
Yeah, look, absolutely. And they're really in tune today so far, Brigids. So great, what a start.
Winters and Ryan with the goal. Plunkett taking off.
Great challenge
by
Darren
Purcell. One back by Brigids. They've won all those 50-50s. They've won all the dirty ball. McGurk, he wants to take on the shot, but the free was coming anyway for a chop down. Alan Nolan barking orders from the back. He's had a quiet enough day so far. An armchair ride, he won't mind that.
No, he'll keep the Brigids backs on their toes there as well throughout the game, so he'll be a huge presence for them there. Kilmacud really need to get working that ball around the middle and getting on possession, and there's very little ball even gone inside to the boys, so they have space inside, but they're just not winning the ball around the field to be able to pick out the lads and give them an opportunity inside.
McGurk, he's going for the point this time, and he gets it. Good score from him, his second of the game. It's time for Cam for Crokes. That one misses its intended target, Quaylon Conway, but it does come to another Crokes forward. Turning and twisting there was Oisín O'Rourke. And again, it's poor stuff from Crokes. Winters collects it. Brigids have been really impressive so far. Winters' stick pass is a bit too casual. Clipped forward by McMullen. Hayes stays inside. Running onto this one is Considine. Keep him out is the shout. Considine Was fouled on the way through, free for Crokes.
Yeah, he done well there, Alex, as well. Managed to get possession, and he'll always. I had Alex with freshers in UCD as well, so look, he's a really direct runner, loves to take on the man as well. So look, he drew the free, won the free for the team, and that's exactly what Crokes need. And they need to get that ball into the boys quicker, and win that ball out the field and give them an opportunity inside.
Lots of change in this Crokes team over the last couple of years. We mentioned Matt Collins, Niall Corkin also gone, Ryan Dwyer also gone.
And it's harder, Shane, for them to get the balance. There's so many kind of players coming up and talented players as well. So it's a challenge in itself trying to get that right mix.
Hayes taps it over, and Crokes get their first point since the first minute. I think Owen O'Donnell said it in co-commentary for the St. Jude's Vincent's game that it has been a summer of lost leads, so Brigids won't get too far carried away. They'll know that there's only a couple of pucks of a ball in this, but if they keep working the way they have been so far, they won't be too far away. Owen Dunn.
Yeah, he's quite good at these as well, Oisin, so he'll fancy maybe a pop at this.
Got the elevation, not the accuracy, and it's a fourth wide for St. Brigids. The aim is Whiteley. Great take by Whiteley. He's like a bull when he gets going. Lorcan McMullen. McMullen has a look up and then has a pop and slots it over. Direct stuff from Crokes.
Yeah, that's more like it from Crokes. Great take by Fergal Whiteley as well. Rode the challenge, and great running off the shoulder from Lorcan McMullen as well. So Fergal done well to pop the pass, and a good score for Crokes.
Kieran Darling and Donald McGovern, by the way, the joint management team for Kilmacud Crokes. And as we saw with the Tyrone footballers, joint management teams can work. Collecting it is Dara Butler coming out of defence. Tries to run onto it himself. Was he fouled? No, he wasn't. He was dispossessed brilliantly by Cian O'Sullivan, who's looking inside. I think it's Owen Dunn he was looking for. Dunn got his hand to it, couldn't make it stick. Winters in now. Winters goes for the shot when he had the option of Ryan, and he puts it wide. Maybe he took the wrong option there, Dotsy.
He was completely off balance striking it there as well, and with a man outside him, so probably the wrong option is right, Oisin, yeah.
Lenehan. Ronan Hayes tries to collect it. He's done really well, Hayes, trying to shake off Dunphy. Still Hayes wins the free in. Advantage coming, but they won't get it. To be fair to Dunphy, he did brilliantly there, just kept Hayes on the outside.
He did, and in fairness to Ronan as well, he had the ball on the stick and he was balanced on the stick under huge pressure as well without even taking a catch. So good defending as well, and Dunphy, absolutely great defender, no nonsense defender there as well. So but look, when the Crokes are getting the ball into the lads, they're showing well, in fairness to lads inside, so they got to get that ball in fast and give the boys the opportunity to, there's no sweeper, it's man on man in there, so they can create lots of chances in there if they can just work that ball in fast.
Roland Hayes taps it over. All 3 points for Crokes have come from his stick. All of them. Sorry, I beg your pardon. 4 points for Crokes. 3 of them have come from him, 1 of them from Lorcan McMullen. Skips past Winters, was missed then by Ryan. It's a good stick pass. Oisin O'Rourke, who's gone further out the field this season. And why not?
Yeah, great ball by Cian McGowan to hand, and Oisin floating out around the pitch more so this year and enjoying the space out there and well able to take a score from that distance.
4 in a row now for Crokes. It's a good run of scores. Winters just gets away from him again, trying to get it back is Davy Crowe. It's back with red rather than white. Owen Dunn, he's a real battler, isn't he, Owen Dunn? Into the ruck it goes.
Yeah, these are the sort of balls Crokes are going to have to start winning as well as the game progresses.
Plunkett. It's a Crokes ball. Lorcan McMullen rolled it backwards to Crowe. That's a good pass by Crowe to Grogan. Grogan steaming forward. Just ran down a dead end. Dispossessed brilliantly. Ryan. It's a bit loose from Ryan, but he does get it back. Lenihan tried to collect it from Crokes. Now it's Grogan. McMullen. The aim is Considine, who is out in front. Considine moving at great pace. That's going to drop. Ronan Hayes will try and get there. Dunphy for company. Hayes can't gather it. Dunphy does brilliantly. As we say about defenders, just keep it out in front of you. You don't have to win it cleanly. Just keep it out in front and someone else will come along and do the work for you. Callahan. Dropped it in long. Grogan. It's a bit blind, but it works out. Dara Butler. Great delivery by Butler. This would be an excellent score if it was to go over. And it does. Good score from Lorca McMullen. He's second of the game.
Yeah, good passage of play there. Both teams having opportunities to work the ball up for a score. And Crokes finally, you know, a great ball by Dara Butler and a great score to finish and give them a nice lift. So look, they've come back into it lovely after the conceding the 2 goals as well. So they'll be delighted with that last score, and 3 points in hurling. O'Sheen, absolutely nothing.
Well, the clock has stopped on 16:21. Brigids' last score was in the 8th minute. Let's have a look at some of the highlights of the game so far. Only 16 or so minutes played, but some good stuff so far. Ronan Hayes nailing that 65. Crokes having a goal chance within the first couple of seconds. But Cian O'Sullivan did really well here. Thought he might have gone for goal, but took his point in the end. McGurk has been good from frees so far. He scored 2 of them, and one of them led to a goal. Great work from Ryan here. Wearing 3, but don't let that fool you. Look at that footwork. Wasn't that a magnificent
superb
finish?
O'Sheen, absolutely superb. The step inside, created the space and just rifled it to the roof of the net.
And here's the second. Watch out for Winters in the kind of dual coloured helmet.
Yeah, looks like he done enough anyway. He got a touch, the slightest of touches anyway. So very effective from Paul Winters. Crokes will be very disappointed not to defend that scenario as well.
Any high ball that you concede a goal from, you're disappointed with as a defence.
Yeah, absolutely, O'Sheen. You really should be doing everything in your power to hold the man out there. And we've seen our Aaron Dunphy there with Ronan Hayes just in the last play doing exactly what the fullback should be doing, you know. So, following the Shushishka, we resume. 3 points between them, collected by Lenihan. Gets away from Winters. Dylan Mulligan. Grogan. It's not a launcher, it's more chipped forward towards Considine. Considine, well, it breaks for him. Intercepted, too casual. Getting back with Jack O'Neill, but they have won it back in Considine. I think it's over.
It looks to me like it's over.
Yeah.
Well, they're waving wide.
I think we need Hawkeye there.
Referee hasn't given us. Flags aren't raised. It's wide.
Yeah, took a lovely touch off the hurl and just struck it. Looked like it was inside the left post to me, O'Sheen.
Callahan towards Dunn. Good take by Dunn. He has Ryan outside. Dunn will go himself. Dunn!
It's a great score again, O'Sheen. He really stylish hurler. Held on to the ball, jinked inside, led on. He was giving it left, cut in right without even taking it in the hand, and made the space to get the strike off. Great score.
They're so confident running with the ball, aren't they?
Yeah,
Plunkett.
absolutely.
That's Eddie Gibbons all day long. Oof, left it behind. He was lucky there that Owen Dunn wasn't following in. Owen Dunn will probably be disappointed that he didn't follow in. Mulligan. Grogan. Great stick pass into the path of Quaylon Conway. Conway getting away from his man Luke Allen. Conway hits it wide. 2 bad wides in a row for Crokes.
Quaylon had done very well to let on, or to jink in from the shot, letting on to shoot on the right, cut in on the left. So he'd be disappointed not to nail that one.
Those puck outs from Alan Nolan are absolute perfection. Here's Breslin, blocked by Oisin O'Rourke, but fouled as well.
Yeah, just a bit over eager there from Oisin as well, trying to get stuck in, but definitely free to Brigids.
McGurk looking for a third score from a free. Well, his teammates knew before the white flag was raised.
Great strike again there from the middle of the park from Johnny.
Gibbons looking for Whiteley and finding him. Great catch by Whiteley. Takes it on himself. Scored 2 points the last day. And has one already today.
Super score, taking it direct to the hand, taking on the man, catching it over Luke Allen there and making the space for a great score.
Kavanagh harassed by Considine, spilled into the path of Luke Allen. Allen's turned over. In acres of space is Oisin O'Rourke. 3 converge, so he has to use the ball well, and does. Dara Purcell. Looks like he's pulled that. Dara Purcell struck it under pressure. Didn't catch it right.
Yeah, it was a great ball across from Quaylan. Oisin probably had a chance to just strike it initially.
I think the referee is giving a free in. He was allowing advantage there, and there was possibly a tug or something off the ball. I didn't see it, but to be fair, Sean Stack was absolutely certain.
Yeah, he was very quick in there, Oisin, yeah. But I think that at times Crokes as well, they're having opportunities to pop points as well, and they're just maybe overdoing it and carrying it when the shot is on, you know.
Ronan Hayes. Fourth free for him. Well, third free. He also got one from a 65. Fourth place ball. Well defended. Lenihan played it with the Dublin under-20s last season. Lenihan taking off his O'Rourke, who has played with Dublin in the past. O'Rourke jinxing inside, needs to get the ball away, but only can get it as far as a red jersey, then fouls Dunphy on the way out.
It's great defending from Brigids here.
McGurk looking for Dunn and finding him. Winters had run off him, but he didn't go to him. Dunn misses it.
His teammates looking for the layoff there, but he was very keen to get a shot off himself there, Oisin.
6th wide for Bridges. Dunphy is down. That would be a big loss if he was to go off. He's done very well today, Andrew Dunphy.
Yeah, rock solid defender there. And you know, Crokes, in fairness, they're trying to work it in for goals, but Brigids are, you know, they're surrounding them and hunting them down straight away anytime they sense that playing out. So some great defending by Brigids as well.
Dunphy going off to get some treatment. Brigids will bring on a blood sub, I think. Looks like Kieran Dolan will come in.
Mark Kavanagh's gone back in, full back to pick up Ronan Hayes.
Dolan is in. At the moment O'Rourke is free. Dolan needs to get over and cover him. Here it comes. The battle is won by red. Callahan did well. Here's Dolan, first possession, goes to ground. Looked to me like he threw it, but he got away with it. Here's Luke Allen. Allen gets it forward by any means necessary, but then he's dispossessed by McMullen, who goes long. It's 2-on-2 inside. Hayes takes it brilliantly at a very tight angle. Hayes just chips over his point. Good score.
Yeah, again, that's the early ball by Lorcan McMullen into the two lads, and the physicality of the two boys as well, you know. They'll scrap and they'll win that dirty ball. So Ronan, he's back. Andrew Dunphy's back in there. He probably might be a little bit disappointed to see Dunphy coming back on to pick him up again. But look, that's a great duel, and it'll be continued to be a good battle.
Plunkett's go long. Breaks very kindly for Cian O'Sullivan, who gets it inside. Now it's Breslin. Good save. Lenihan sweeps it up. Lenihan trying desperately to get rid of it, and does. Pádraig Lenihan clears. His dad is the manager of the Crokes Senior B team. They had a good win yesterday. Brigids have had an awful lot of chances. They should have way more than 2-5.
Yeah, Keane O'Sullivan kind of sensed the opportunity, popped it inside to Breslin as well, who ran direct and had to go for the goal. Opportunity was there, but a great save by Eddie.
Fantastic save by Gibbons. Good take there by Breslin. That's a mighty score by Breslin, who's on song today.
That's a great response as well for missing the goal chance. The next ball he gets just out on the sideline. Great score off his left.
That's going to be intercepted, but only as far as the Crokes man. That Crokes man is Dara Purcell. Purcell, whose brother is on the senior football team. McGowan. Grogan. Hayes is at that back post, or near post as it is for us. Knocked down. Considine tries to get there. Hayes does take it. He had Dunphy stuck to him. Falls out here for O'Rourke, who took it well despite the angle. Yeah, second point for O'Rourke.
Tidy strike from O'Sheen out in the left tight angle there as well. So really, really nice, neat finisher O'Sheen when he gets the opportunity.
Winters couldn't get a hold of it, but his teammate Keane O'Sullivan does. Keane O'Sullivan couldn't keep his shot on target under pressure. Got a great goal against Antrim in the championship this year, Keane O'Sullivan. It's lost by O'Rourke for a second, now swept up by Luke Allen. McGurk. Mullally. Off the woodwork. And Gibbons will collect. And that's a free out.
Yeah, there wasn't too much in it. Keane O'Sullivan just gone in hard for the ball.
Yeah, it looked fairly square, didn't it? Lorcan McMullen is drifting all over the pitch. Just looking at him now, he's inside the 45. McGurk is not sure whether or not to follow him. McGurk, who's also had a big impact on this game. Plunkett wrapped up there by Mulligan, but gets the ball away. Batted down by Sheehy, but at the cost of a free. He was all over his man.
He was, and Owen Dunn played it well as well. Kept him behind him and got the arms out, blocking him off. And you know, once the ball is broke out, the forward has the advantage to go out. So it might look like the defender's always kind of tugging at him a bit as well. So good forward play from Owen Dunn, and looking very sharp inside today.
Remember, we'd love to hear from you. You can get us on Twitter at WGAOfficial. Don't forget to hashtag GoAheadDSHA. No matter where you're watching today, we'd love to hear from you. McGurk. 2 points the difference, approaching half time. McGurk looking for his fourth from a free. Off the woodwork again, the second time they've struck the post. They've struck either post so far. That's poor from McGurk. He'd probably tell you that himself. Collecting it now is Conway. Conway, does he have the legs to get away? He might need it, because I think he was fouled. Advantage is being played. Here's O'Sheen O'Rourke. O'Rourke will take it on, and O'Rourke gets his third score.
Yeah, great advantage played, but as you said, Johnny McGurk will be very disappointed with that. Bread and butter free for him, you know, and Crokes go up and get the point at the other end.
Well, Brigids might be thinking of the scores they've left behind in this first half, Dotsy.
Yeah.
They've been the better team.
Yeah, point up, O'Sheen, you know, and they'll certainly feel that they probably should be more ahead.
Remember, the winner of this match basically guaranteed a spot in the knockout stages. Crow has a look up. Hayes was the target. Plunkett bats it away. Hayes is going to win it on the second attempt. Hayes trying to get around Plunkett. Plunkett does very well. O'Rourke, bit too much height on it there. Luke Allen down towards Dunn. Goes loose. Sheehy did well initially. Dunn tries to win it on that second attempt. Keane O'Sullivan makes a burst. Keane O'Sullivan, a wonderful take. Oh, he loses it on the second attempt.
It was unlucky, O'Sheen. Brilliant ball from Owen Dunn across. Or, you know, Keane was the touch nearly brought him in for a possible great goal chance.
Allen spills it off the stick, and it allows O'Rourke to get onto it, but then O'Rourke loses it. A lot of basic errors being made out there, but errors being made under pressure. A good old-fashioned pull there by Kevin Callahan. He did get the ball towards Dunn, but Dunn was surrounded. Gibbons, the goalkeeper, who has played out the field as well, as he's doing right now. That's aimed down towards Hayes. Breaks kindly for Whiteley. Whiteley has a shot from a crowd. Whiteley puts it wide. Crokes win it again. Whiteley. I think that's McMullen. Conway. Thought about shooting, then thought better of it. Here's Oisin O'Rourke, who gets through a gap. O'Rourke tries to slalom through the entire Brigids defence. In the end goes back to Whiteley, and he was fouled. That's really good work from Oisin O'Rourke.
Yeah, absolutely. We're willing to take on that Brigids defence as well, Oisin. So, won the free well. But Crokes, look, they're starting to, they're working it around the middle. They're popping the passes. They're kind of mixing it up between that and getting the ball in fast to the two lads inside. So they're creating lots of opportunities as well, and another chance to level the game here for Ronan Hayes.
And a yellow card for St. Brigid's Mark Kavanagh. Ronan Hayes. He's growing all the time as a hurler. When you're a big guy like that and you play full forward, people expect you to be a bullying ball winner. And he is evolving.
He is, Oisin, absolutely. Yeah, he's evolving year on year, so it's great to see, and great to see, his form improving at inter-county level, and no doubt he's going to get better and better.
We're level for just the second time. Mark Grogan. Whiteley. Hayes. Wide for Crokes. A fourth wide. Nolan. McGowan. Mulligan takes a big hit. Stays going. These are tough lads. Lenehan. Grogan. They're hurling nicely now. Considine makes a burst out in front. He was policed wonderfully well there by Jack O'Neill. Nolan sweeps it up. Plunkett. O'Rourke putting the pressure on. Half time, an exciting half. 2-6 to 12 points to score at the break. I think Brigids will wonder how it's level at half time. Yeah,
they were a great game, Oisin. Very enjoyable match, so very competitive. Brigids will certainly feel that they should be a couple of points up, but in fairness to Crokes, there's absolutely no sense of panic or anything like that as well after conceding the 2 goals. So they chipped away with the scores. They worked the ball inside to the 2 lads who are having great battles inside, but they're getting scores or frees off it as well, and some long range scores, working the right pass, the right option. A really enjoyable game, and certainly looking forward to the second half.
Well, we're seeing some of the highlights of the first half right now, and there were some good moments for both teams. Brigids getting the goals, Crokes getting the points is how I'd sum it up. Some good long rangers in this first half so far. Or in this game so far, I should say. First class delivery there. Good score. In beautiful conditions. Crokes, by the way, it should be said, are playing against the breeze, or were playing against the breeze. Was it wide, was it not? I'm not sure.
Right.
Look wide. Owen Dunn. Winning ball all day. Great work here. Got inside. Might have gone for goal. A defender slipped, but no, it took his point. McGurk, who's been excellent, although he did miss one absolute sitter. He's scored, I think, 3 from frees. 6 wides for St. Brigid's, plus they've hit the woodwork twice in that half. And you wonder, will that cost them in the end?
And the Considine point that we were debating, we said that was a wide.
Okay.
So I'm told. But I mean, you've got Brigids there, kind of, they've got 6 points in the first half. Crokes have hit 12, so can Crokes tighten up there and not concede goals? So do Crokes is there scope there for Crokes to kick on here if they don't concede the goals in the second half? So it'll be interesting to see the approaches. But Crokes certainly getting into their groove and taking some great scores and linking up, so they'll be confident moving forward anyway.
Well, that save from Gibbons was massive as well, so they've had 2 shots go off the woodwork. They've had a shot for a goal that went over for a point. They've had a goal chance that was saved by Gibbons. St. Brigid's and you wonder, will they be made to regret those? They're having a chat over there at the moment. I wonder what they're talking about. What would you say if you were the Brigids management right now, Dotsy?
Oh, I'd be saying, look, every time the ball goes inside, like the likes of Owen Dunn, Keane O'Sullivan, they look like they can potentially create havoc in there as well, and they're physically winning ball, and even if their men are bigger, they look kind of quite comfortable under high balls as well. So I'd be just sticking to what they done the first half as well, and not afraid to maybe sense them goal opportunities and run at the defence, and try to get it to the man in the best position for the final shot off as well. So look, they'll be looking forward to the second half as well, and even against the slight breeze as well. You have Darragh Plunkett there at centre back, so as I said earlier, he's a great guy to pick out passes, and he's a great guy. He was always a great guy to hurl with as well. So he's a great presence for them there, and they'll try and get him on the ball. He'll spray it into the right areas for the Brigids forwards to run onto as well. So I don't think that the win will be a huge issue there or anything like that. So look, they just got to keep plugging away as well, and maybe up the point scoring obviously as well, because there's no guarantee that they'll maintain that goal rate in the second half.
Well, at the end of the first quarter, it was 6 points to 2-3 in favour of St. Brigids. In the second quarter, Crokes won at 6 points to 3, if that makes sense. So it's 12 points for Crokes, 2-6 for St. Brigids at half time. And there was a long gap for Brigids between the 8th minute and the 17th minute where they didn't score. So that's something they won't want to happen in the second half, to have a gap that long. It is half time. We will be back very shortly. Stay with us, because we've got another half of hurling to come in this game, and then after that we've got Lucan Sars up against St. Jude's in what should be a very, very good encounter. That one throws in at 4 o'clock. But as I say, stay with us. We'll be back shortly for the second half. It is the Dublin Senior Hurling Championship. It is St. Brigids against Kilmacud Crokes. Remember, you can find us through @WGAOfficial. That's the Twitter address. And don't forget to hashtag #GoAheadDSHA. We'd love to hear from you no matter where you're watching today. Dotsy, it would take a brave man to call a winner here, but since you're a brave man, I'll let you do that.
I'll go with Crokes, Oisín. I think they've scope just to kick on a little bit, and they're scoring a bit more freely. They're getting their points a bit easier as well, but that's just my opinion.
Well, we'd love to hear from you on this Go Ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship Day. Don't forget, coming up at 4 o'clock, Lucan Sarsfields against St. Jude's. That should be a good one as well. St. Brigids looking to start as they mean to continue with Keith Mullally. I beg your pardon, Mark Kavanagh. Mark Kavanagh hitting it wide. Well, the story of the first half was Crokes points, Brigids goals, and maybe even Brigids missed opportunities. Picked up well, Jack O'Neill. A bit of a dipper from McGurk. Dunn can't secure it. He might get some help here through Breslin, who got a good point in the first half. Breslin miscues and coming back to get it as Lorcan McMullen. Mark Grogan battling for it now. Mulligan putting his body on the line, stealing away with it. McMullen. Ronan Hayes is beaten to it there by Dunphy. He's had a fine game, even though Hayes has scored well. Farmed away by Kavanagh into the path of Butler. O'Rourke. Purcell. It's not a good ball. Brigids had an extra man back. That's Plunkett. Now driving it on is Kevin Callahan. Well, more chipping it than driving it. Winters was beaten to it by Crow. Crow, who played in a very famous, not Crow. Crow's dad actually played in a very famous Fitzgibbon Cup team in UCC that contained the likes of Nicky English and all those lads. He'd be some man if he was playing senior club hurling, having also played in that team in the Fitzgibbon Cup. O'Sullivan blocked by Butler. Winters. If that goes over, it's a good one from Cian O'Sullivan. No, but it isn't. It's another wide number 8.
Yeah, great chance. Great chance to get going for the second half. But good pressure as well from the Crokes defence there, Roisin.
2 wides already in the second half. That's a good take. And then it was followed by a foul. Quaylon Conway winning the ball bravely.
Yeah, super take from Quaylon there, and really brave, and took it into the challenge and won the free well. Good chance for Ron Hayes to get Crokes off the mark for the second half.
And a yellow card to follow. The yellow card, by the way, just to confirm, was Keith Mullally. Hayes. That's a monster score from Ronan Hayes. His first and Crokes' first of the second half.
Yeah, great score. Great start to the second half for Ronan there as well.
Just to remind you, the winner today basically guaranteed a spot in the next round. The other 2 teams in the group, Coola and Thomas Davis, meeting at 4 o'clock. Also at 4 o'clock, Luke and Sars against St Jude's, and that's a game we have live here on Dubs TV in the go-ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship. Conway tries to tidy it up and does. Grogan, good stick pass to Sheehy. Conway goes over the head of Whiteley, might fall for Hayes, might break for O'Rourke. Considine is unmarked on the 20-metre line. O'Rourke at a tight angle, he'll still fancy it. O'Rourke leaves it behind him, still battling though. Here's Considine trying to dig it out. Is the chance gone for Crokes? We'll go for a clash ball.
It was a great chance for Roisin. He had done so well. He didn't even take the catch when he picked it up, so he'd be able to have his 4 or 5 steps. Done really well. Just didn't manage to hold on to it for the final play, just to create a goal chance as well. But good approach play by O'Shane. Just a bit unlucky not to get the chance and get the shot off.
Dara Plunkett picked up a head knock, so he'll have to be looked after, and rightfully so. Referee having a word with the umpires. I wonder, has he seen something there? He's taken out a card. Now maybe it was just whatever way he was fumbling with the wallet or the notebook that I saw red, but I don't know if he's going to show red. It's yellow for Considine. Typical reporter looking for trouble when it's not there. It was always a yellow, not a red. And it's a free out. Well, that's a wasted opportunity for Crokes. Oisin O'Rourke will always take it on. He's brave like that. He'll never shirk the responsibility. But he was up against 3 defenders there and the goalkeeper. Ryan, who got a wonderful goal in the first half, just crowded out of it there. It's spilt and it's back with Ryan. He doesn't give up, does he? Ryan's still going. Ryan wins a free in. Brilliant hurling from Donncha Ryan.
Yeah, and it's just pure, similar to his goal in the first half. Just not afraid to really drive at them, and he looks so powerful running forward there. Very hard man to stop. In fairness to Crokes, their intensity in the tackle and the work rate around the field is quite good in the second half. But Donncha Ryan has done extremely well there to win the free.
Should be no problem for McGurk. It's taken 6 minutes, but Brigids have their first score of the second half. One point apiece in the second half so far. Conway goes up for it and misses it. Great win of the ball by Luke Allen. Callahan. Wide.
Yeah, I think Quaylen Conway got a slight bit of a hook on that as well, and his work rate there, he's been sweeping back, picking up a lot of ball as well, so he's doing Trojan work around the middle there.
Gibbons looking for O'Rourke. O'Rourke wins it brilliantly. Doesn't have much room to work with. Considine. Brilliantly taken by Considine. Considine looking to get away from O'Neill. Considine has to go for goal and gets the goal.
Brilliant goal, absolutely brilliant goal, O'Shane. Alex Considine, one thing on his mind the second he got the ball, as he turned as well, the Crokes boys inside drifted to the other side, opening up the space, and Alex powered through and just to bat it down past Nolly, who's not an easy guy to put the sliotar past. Absolutely brilliant finish.
His first goal of the 2021 Go Ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship, Alex Considine, with a wonderful finish. His first point today, I think, or his first score today, I think. Winters tries to respond. McGurk should be able to put this one over. Hits it wide. That was a wonderful goal by Considine. And I have to say, I think Nolan very often has forwards beaten before they even take a shot on, because of the way he kind of comes out and has no fear for his own personal safety. But Considine really just kept his concentration, didn't he?
Another great opportunity for Crokes there to tag on a point and go far up. So Dylan Mulligan had space. He probably could have ran in and made a better angle for himself and kicked on from the goal, but disappointing wide there as well. Brigids will be looking to respond here now and get up the field and work a score.
Fionn O'Kella is in for Kilmacud Crokes. McGowan. Considine wins it again. O'Neill is beaten again. Hayes probes in front. Great tackle by Luke Allen. Considine gets it back. Hayes wants it. Considine goes himself and gets a wonderful score. He's on fire in the second half, isn't he?
The confidence levels are raising, O'Shane, and yeah, absolutely phenomenal stuff. He looks like he's going to win every ball that goes into him there. So the lads slagged him in the UCD freshers. I think he was living the closest to UCD, and he used to arrive late to training quite regularly, but he's starting.
It's always the way, isn't it? The guy who's the closest is the latest.
He's starting to get going here anyway, that's for sure.
Dara Purcell, the pacey Dara Purcell has gone off. Considine looked like he was moving kind of heavily there. He'd be a huge loss if he couldn't play on. Grogan. Crokes on top now at the moment. O'Kella breaks kindly for Mulligan. O'Neill was out in front. Considine isn't moving particularly well at the moment. Winters, that's who it's aimed for. Lenihan did very well. It was Butler, I beg your pardon. Here's Donica Ryan. It broke kindly for him. Dunn is inside. Ryan, in the end, just kind of scuffed his shot a bit. It sat up a bit on the half volley, but it was always going to be a difficult task to get it on target, let alone into the back of the net from there.
Yeah, just ran a little bit away from him again, but great approach play and great direct running from Donica Ryan as well, trying to nearly get in and score the goal, you know.
Allen looks to tidy up. Conway looks to pressurise. Allen does well. Mullally. Brilliant steal from McMullen. O'Kella. Hayes. His hurley was being held, or well, there was a foul actually on Conway.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of a late slap on Lorca McMullen there as he gave the ball off.
Well, it looked to me as well like Hayes was being held on the way out, but the free goes for the one that you mentioned there, the chop down. This is the goal, Considine.
Yeah, really ruthless finish from Alex. Came in, didn't want to get the hook, so, you know, over the head, batting down into the ground as well. It's a tough one for a keeper to deal with.
Hayes is drifting off the woodwork and over.
He'll take that.
Yep, well, they catch a break that Brigids didn't in the first half. They struck the post twice, either one left and right, whereas on that occasion Hayes struck the post and it went over. Here is McMullen. That's a wonderful score.
Yeah, super score, winning clean puck out there, taking on the man, and just you could see in his confidence nearly the second he struck the ball it was going over.
Unfortunately, the wind has caught your team sheet. Grogan. Crokes on top. What can Brigids do to stop the rot? Considine. Great defending from O'Neill. He's a tidy cornerback. That's brilliant. Scrolls through the legs of Considine and got his pass away. Here's McMullen again. This is going to drop, or is it? Does it have the legs? Nolan tries to stop it but can't. McMullen now on 4 points, all from play.
Lovely clean strike again. You nearly knew the second he struck that he had caught it well, and he was happy with it as well. So some great scoring from Crokes.
That's a fantastic take. Cian O'Sullivan aiming towards Winters, also getting there. Callahan takes it well. Callahan by any means necessary getting a shot away, but it was never going to trouble Gibbons. Not a particularly good clearance by Gibbons, but Crokes catch a break and it goes out for a line ball. Nothing is going Brigids' way at the moment, is it?
No, they'll have to work, start working scores or get back into the game as soon as possible. You know, Crokes are just growing in confidence as well. So the two lads have loads of space inside for Crokes, so there's going to be danger anytime the ball gets into the lads as well.
Carl Rogers has come in for Brigids. He has planted himself on the goal line, believe it or not. Crokes have also made a change. Coming in is Mark Howard, originally from Passage in County Cork. Got a bad injury a couple of years ago. It's good to see him back, Mark Howard. Such an important player for Crokes. Here's Dunphy. Plunkett. Bit more white there than red. Tidied up by Lenihan. Has to use the stick this time, as in he can't take it into the hand again. Somehow guided it to Whiteley. Whiteley has it go himself, and Whiteley puts it over.
Score. Brilliant surge forward there by Pádraig Lenihan as well. Powerful running forward and looking for a runner off the shoulder. Didn't really get it, but managed to break out to Fergal Whiteley, and a lovely finish from Fergal.
Mark Dunn, coaching this Crokes team, has worked with the Galway Camogie team in the past, a coach of some repute. Sheehy intercepts it. McGurk being boxed in and spilling it over the line. To whom does the decision go? We're almost at the water break in the second half. It will be a clash ball, I think, or a hot ball, whichever you're having yourself. Brigids have only scored 1 point since half-time. Can they do something about that with Mullally? Can they get something more? Breslin ran into trouble. It might break for Mullally. Does come to Cian O'Sullivan. Lots of bodies between him and the goal. One of them blocks it. Davy Crowe didn't know too much about it, but he was there when he was needed. Callahan. That's a poor clearance. Conway has all the time in the world and puts it over.
Great score again. Yeah, we had a slight goal chance for Brigids there as well, but the Crokes defence are really starting to stand firm and stand strong. They're really doing all they can not to allow Brigids back into it. Again, ball breaking out to Quayle Conway, and a great finish for a long distance score.
Crokes have a man down, so we'll have a stoppage. You know it's a genuine injury when a guy goes down, even though his team are motoring well, because it's the last thing you'd want when your team are going well, to go down and stop the momentum.
Absolutely. Like Crokes are.
Referee calls the water break on 15 minutes and 23 seconds. Crokes leading 119 to 27. That's 22 points to 13. We'd love to hear from you, by the way. You can talk to us via Twitter at @GAAOfficial, and don't forget the hashtag GoAheadDSHA. Let's look at some of the highlights of the second half so far. Score is hard to come by for St. Brigids in the second half. They've only got one. Probably could have had another couple. Here's Considine. What a finish this is.
Yeah, and it's the goal that really has drove them on, Oisín, as well, and the confidence around the group now, and the score taken and the option taken as well is just getting better and better. So they're getting into their groove now as well. So they'll be certainly hoping to kick on into the last quarter and carry in this form.
In a scoring sense, Considine had a quiet first half, but he popped up with 1-1 so far in the second half.
As I said, he likes to arrive late, Oisín.
That was a wonderful score. Nolan thought he could get it, but just had a bit too much height on it. Whiteley rightly putting that over.
Some great scores, some great work scores from Crokes as well, and this just shows the talent they have in their ranks.
And this was a goal chance. Cian O'Sullivan eventually getting the shot away. Crow standing in the way. Even if it had got past Crow, it didn't look like a particularly powerful shot, so I don't think it was going to be Gibbons or the other two defenders who were standing and waiting. So can Brigids Control-Alt-Delete for this fourth and final quarter? Remember, it can end level today. It is a group setting. Both of these two teams on 2 points, having both won their opening games. Crokes against an injury hit Coola, and Brigids up against Thomas Davis. They won handily enough that day. Crokes will play Thomas Davis in the final round today. Coola taking on Thomas Davis. Grogan goes to ground, gets a bit of a late hit there when it was obvious he had stopped by Dunn. Dunn will argue, well, it was still in play.
Yeah, I don't think it was intentional by any means.
He just kind of ran into him. I don't think he realised that Grogan had stopped. Another change being made for Brigids. Luke Purtill comes in. That's two changes now in the forward line in the second half. They want to try and liven it up as they possibly can. Going off Kevin Callahan, had a fine game, but like everyone else in the second half so far, has worked hard but has struggled to make an impact.
Yeah, and Luke has a lot of pace as well. He's a very quick inside forward as well, so they'll be hoping he can utilise that maybe, and they'll be certainly looking towards targeting goals. He fancies his chances here, Oisín, I think.
Gibbons. This is one from the Matt Collins playbook. That's fantastic from Eddie Gibbons.
Great strike, yeah, kind of a low trajectory strike, and brilliant score from Eddie Gibbons.
Didn't do any more than he had to there. 23 points to 13 when you make the conversion. It's a 10-point gap. It's not insurmountable, but it's getting more difficult all the time for Brigids. Brigids sponsored by Copperface Jacks. The announcement was made during the week that it will reopen. Breslin towards O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan collects it, trying to get away from Butler. O'Sullivan keeping this attack alive and winning the free, and that's good work. Brigids needed that to stop the rot. Just their second point in the second half.
Yeah, they've Cian O'Sullivan inside as well, and they'll be trying to get the ball into him. And look, more than likely they're going to need, you would imagine they're going to need a goal to get back into the game. So they'll certainly want Cian to be running at his man every time, but he's on a Dara Butler as well, who's a very strong young fullback as well.
Speaking of Cian McGowan has gone off. Jamie Clinton, the very experienced Jamie Clinton, has come in. Fionn O'Kella. Let's fly. Hayes getting under it. Nolan getting a hand on it, and it goes wide. I thought Nolan got something on it, but no, he didn't.
Yeah,
it's a wide.
I think Ronan got the touch now, but it was very hard for him to get a touch to, he couldn't flip it to get the ball towards the goal.
Oisín O'Rourke steals it. O'Kella's running inside. O'Rourke takes it on himself. And that is why.
Great score. Great score from Oisin O'Rourke. What an angle again. As I said, he's just a lovely, tidy, neat finisher as well. And he looks like he's enjoying kind of, he's been stuck in the corner for years for Crokes as well. And you're totally reliant on how the team are playing in there. So he looks to be playing with a bit of freedom out there.
Fantastic interception by McMullen. That's going to go wide. Well, it looks like Brigids and Kula in the final game of the group will be a kind of a winner takes it all type thing. One suspects Kula will win today, which will mean that they'll be on 2 points. Brigids will also be on 2 points if things stay going the way they are, and Crokes will be on 4. Crokes will play Thomas Davis in the last game, and Kula will play Brigids, as we say. And it's a free in for Crokes.
Yeah, look, they've been impressive, Oisin. They've really upped it as the game went on. Kilmacud, and no sense of panic early on when Brigids got the 2 goals, and just kept plugging away, and they've really, they've taken over the game to a certain degree.
Roland Hayes from right out the country. Hayes. It's travelling a long way, and it travels all the way over.
Great long range free from Ronan again.
As we were saying earlier on, he's just getting better all the time. He looks more composed. People forget how young he is. Gets away from Plunkett, but into the path of Kellett. Plunkett. Lenihan gets in there. O'Rourke steals it back. Here's Hayes. Hayes. That's a wonderful score from Ronan Hayes.
Yeah, great stuff. Great layoff from Oisin O'Rourke again, and Ronan well able to score from well out the field as well.
I don't think he'll match the 310 total he put up against Kula, but he'll still make a fairly significant dent into the scoreboard. Mulligan. Whiteley fancies it.
It's over.
He was left completely unmarked. His 3rd point of the game. By my count, by the way, Hayes has got 10 points, 2 of them from play. McMullen, he's been so busy. Sheehy aims it into the corner, running after it is Dillon. Dillon couldn't keep it inside. It's a Brigids ball. Well, the argument was made, and it is a Crokes ball. James Dillon wanted it, but Ronan Hayes will take it on. It would actually be Lorcan McMullen. James Dillon, whose dad, I think, played minor for Cork. He was part of an Erin's Own team that was quite successful with Brian Corcoran. Erin's Own drawing last night with St Finbarrs in dramatic circumstances in the Premier Senior Hurling Championship in Cork. A yellow card for Jack O'Neill of St Brigids. McMullen. O'Kella's trying to get in there. Nolan is brave, and it goes wide. It's actually a free out. What a game that started so brightly and was very, very close. It was level at half time. It's kind of trickling out now, isn't it?
Yeah, Brigids just need something to spark them, They probably need a goal or Shane as well, and it just doesn't look. Crokes don't seem to be giving away much anywhere around the field, So it's hard to see them getting back into it.
Crokes lose it. Brigids come forward. Trying to dig it out there is Luke Purtle. Mark Howard is over it. Mark Howard not in his usual forward position. Here's Grogan. Clinton. Mulligan. Clinton. Whiteley runs onto this. It's a good take by Mark Howard. Whiteley's there as an option. Whiteley fancies another one. 3 so far. Make it 4.
Lovely interplay by Crokes again around the middle, and Dylan Mulligan probably is a guy who goes unnoticed a little bit as well, but very busy around there, linking up play and doing a lot of work for Crokes around the middle. Great ball by Nolly.
Don't forget, coming up at 4 o'clock, Lucan Sarsfields against St Jude's. Should be a good encounter. Lots of talent on show. Speaking of talent, here's McGurk. Doesn't work out for him on this occasion.
Yeah, they kind of look devoid of ideas now, Brigids, at this stage as well. So they're, as I said, they're gonna need something special, or something to spark them.
O'Kella's beaten to it on the first attempt and the second attempt. Really good tidy work by Matt Barr. Dunn taps it into the path of Ryan, comes back to Dunn. Dispossessing him as Crow. Ryan. Matt Barr. What can they do here? They're dispossessed. It's good work by the Crokes backs. Might break for Carl Rogers. Dunn. Crow. Free in for Brigids. Crokes will be happy enough to give them frees from that kind of area.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot in it there. Shane, just a bit of a tussle. Brigids have done well to get the free in.
Will McGurk try a Paul Flynn and aim for the crossbar and get his team a goal? For anyone under the age of, we'll say, maybe 30, 35, just Google it.
Bit of top spin.
It's a good score. That's it. That's what Flynn said. He said if you can kind of spin the ball and aim for the crossbar. He said he didn't manage that once, by the way, in training. He tried it a number of times. The only time it came off for him was in the match.
Save it for the big occasion.
That's it, yeah. Cian Ryan is in for Crokes. Just trying to see who's going off. I think it's Pádraig Lenihan. Cian Ryan, another sub with strong Cork links. Newtown Shandrum in his family background. Former All-Ireland club champions. Mark Hard goes down. O'Kella takes it. Has a look up, has a pop, and now has a score to his name.
Yeah, look, and that's the thing about Crokes. You know, you've got all these lads coming in, and they're all trying to make a statement as well, and trying to work their way into what is a hard team to break into.
Brigids with a man down. It's been a very tough second half for them. They must have thought at half time, you know what, we've missed chances but we're level and we can drive on and do something here, but they never sparked.
No, they never got going at all in the second half. But in fairness to Crokes, they really upped it, and you know, looked strong all around the field. We're winning that hard ball all around the pitch and winning the individual battles as well, and that just led into them creating all these scoring opportunities as well. And Alex Considine with an absolutely cracking goal to really ignite them in the second half, and you know, they really drove on from that. So highly impressive stuff from Crokes, you would have to say.
Not sure it'll make any great difference in the grand scheme of things, but there is some debate that maybe Winters didn't get a touch for the goal. I think he did. McGurk's long range free in the first half at a time when the game was in the melting pot. It looked like it was flicked on by Winters. Worth another look. And that, you know what, that could actually be important, because scoring difference or anything like that could come into it.
Absolutely.
We'll say, for example, Crokes or Coola win today, and then Brigids play Coola, and it's a draw. They're on 3 points each, so they'd be locked for second. Crokes obviously would have won the group, and then scoring difference might come into it, so it could make a difference. We had 1 year, I think, was it last year or the year before, where Owen O'Donnell and I were here. I was about to say tearing our hair out. I obviously, that would be a very short job for me. For Owen, he's got a bit more. He's young. He'll know that pain soon. He won't be laughing then. But we were trying to work out what was happening, because there was draws and all sorts of complications.
And many a team has been left heartbroken by score difference.
That's right. Gibbons looking for his second and getting his second.
It's a lovely assured strike on them frees as well from distance.
I know the game is won, but Crokes really should be marking up on everyone. Plunkett completely isolated there. Rogers loses it. Sheehy, who's had a fine game today. It's a little bit casual. Oisin O'Rourke tries to break to get there. He's beaten to it by Jack O'Neill. He fouls Jack O'Neill. Plunkett takes it quickly. Dunn up against Crow. Dunn just casts him aside, but Crow sticks the hurley out and gets something on it. Then Clinton follows it up and doubles it into the path of McMullen. Mark Howard. Unusual to see Mark Howard that deep, certainly for Crokes. I'm not sure where he played for Passage, but for Crokes he's generally been in the forward line. He's running the gauntlet there, is James Dillon. Is that going to go over? From McMullen. No, it's not. Nolan gets it going quickly. Too quick, I think.
Again, though, Crokes just not willing to give up anything, even when they're so far ahead. They're working, they're hunting down, they're getting the blocks in, and some great defending. You know, Brian Sheehy, Jamie Clinton, Dara Butler, and Davy Crow all playing exceptionally well.
From the Crokes point of view, I imagine they'll be pleased that they were tested and came through the test. They stood up. Jack O'Neill with a big shoulder there, but Mulligan pops back up. Grogan. Plunkett steals it, but well, he can't keep it, and it's a line ball to Crokes.
Big hit on Dillon there, and straight up, sprung up off the ground as well. So
collected by Brigids. Donica Ryan. Well, he could have taken his point, but he gives it inside. Can they get a goal? No. Good save by Gibbons, although he would have been disappointed if he let that one fly past him from Cian O'Sullivan. McMullen. Whiteley. Good ball by Whiteley. O'Kella. Hayes will try and get on. Oh, no, he won't, because he mightn't be able to. Nolan takes it from under the crossbar. I was going to say Hayes will follow this one up. Maybe he should have put a bit of pressure on Nolan. Donica Ryan in there to try and hoover it up now. It's Rogers for Brigids. Kind of didn't tap it into anywhere in particular. Here's Grogan. Hayes is one-on-one with O'Neill. Nolan up against O'Kella. Nolan does well. Plunkett. Rogers follows it. Don't think he's going to get there. No, he's not. Line ball for Crokes. Referee has a look at the watch. It doesn't matter how one-sided it is. He has to play all the time allotted.
yeah, I think you see Johnny McGurk over on the sideline there, and he looks very disappointed. But I'm sure he'll certainly be able to G them up and get these lads ready again for their last group game.
They're still in it.
Absolutely.
Beat Coola and they're going through. It's as simple as that. Doesn't matter what Coola do today. That's essentially a knockout game between these two next time. Hayes couldn't keep a hold of it. He's still fighting for it. Hayes dribbles it wide. Well, no, it got a touch off O'Neill. It will be a 65. Crokes have done fine in the group stages in recent years. It's the finals where they've struggled. They've got to finals. They got to 3 in a row and couldn't win any of them.
It's a new look team as well, though, isn't it? Like, there's new lads coming in every year, and so many of these lads playing, under and making underage Dublin teams as well. It's scary. It's scary looking at it, to be honest.
There's quite the pool of talent out there for everyone, isn't there?
There is. There's great work going on there, obviously, as well. So, look. But I suppose ultimately they need to win that, that county title. Like a number of other clubs as well, striving to make that breakthrough. It's been a long time since they've won it, so.
Lovely fluid strike from Hayes. That's it. Crokes pretty much guaranteed a spot in the knockout stages with a 128-29 win against St. Brigids. Dottie, what did you make of it?
Yeah, look, I suppose it was a really, really good first half, competitive first half from both teams as well. Brigids obviously getting to fill up with the 2 goals as well. So, but I mean, look, the second half, Crokes just kicked on at the Alex Considine goal, and they just showed the talent that they have, knocking over points freely, and finished up at 128, which is great scoring. Brigids 2-9 obviously is not going to win a match at this level.
It certainly isn't. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from that second half. Gibbons with a monster free from just outside his own 45. Are we still calling these monster frees because keepers are putting them over with such regularity now? He did have the breeze at his back. McGurk up against a light breeze in the second half, but he was never going to struggle from there. Oisin O'Rourke took some lovely scores today. That is just one of them.
Yeah, Lorca McMullen chipped in with some beautiful long range scores as well, and Fergal Whiteley. So they've got that, they've got that spread of different style players as well. And we didn't even see maybe the best of Dara Purcell as well. So he didn't maybe kick into gear like we expected. So look, there's lots of options there for Kilmacud moving forward as well.
Whiteley, he's a worker and a creator, but as we saw there, when he gets time and space, he's a scorer as well. That was worked well.
Yeah, he loves that position around the middle, just coming onto the ball and popping scores. So he's just great at kind of coming off the shoulder, taking the ball like that.
Crokes very much bossed the second half. Brigids really struggling. They only scored 3 points in the second half. You'll not win any games doing that. They continually raised the white flags. The umpire's arms were sore at the end of it, I'm sure. Ronan Hayes knocking over points for fun, and Crokes a happy team tonight, a team that are through to the quarter-finals with 1 game to spare.
Yeah, and that threat of Alex and Ronan, really like the look of that, the 2 boys inside, and they've both got huge physicality there, and they're going to be a handful for anyone inside, And then you've got the buzzy players around them, the Oisin O'Rourke's, the Dara Purcells as well, so they have a lovely mix, and they'll be hard to contain, absolutely very hard to contain for any full back line.
They will indeed. At the end of the first quarter, it was 6 points to 2-3. That obviously meant it was level. Winters and Donncha Ryan with 2 different but well taken goals. Winters getting under a long, high lofted free, which was chipped in by Jonathan McGurk, and Mulligan, or Ryan, I beg your pardon, turning and twisting the Crokes defence and taking his goal wonderfully well. It looked like we were going to get a belter of a game, and indeed we did get a good first half. It was 6 points to 3 in the second quarter. That was the score of that particular 15 minutes. At half time, 12 points to 2-6 in the third quarter, and this was the winning of the game. Crokes scored 1-7 and Brigids scored only 1 point.
Yeah.
And from there, Crokes never looked back. In the fourth quarter, they scored 9, Brigids only scored 2. For Brigids, will they regret those misses in the first half? Because we spoke an awful lot about that. They hit the posts twice. They had goal chances. They had 4 or 5 scoreable chances that went wide. Would that have made any great difference in the second half if they'd got those? Or
I think it proved that how good Crokes are. But I mean, obviously, if Brigids had got them and got a bit of a lead, they probably could have had a cushion of maybe 4 or 5 points even at half time, which would have gave them a bit of breathing space. But look, Crokes were so emphatic in the second half, it's hard to see how that would make that much of a difference. Oisin, to be honest with you, so it's a huge second half from Crokes, and we talk about that third quarter being the kind of the championship, the match-winning quarter as well. So look, Crokes were the one to really drive it on and steamroll their way to victory there. So I don't think Brigids can have any complaints. But they'll, they're 2 weeks' time they can pick it up, and they have as I said, they've something to look forward to, another big game to look forward to knock out now effectively.
That is very much the case. St. Brigids disappointed but not out. They still have a game to come against Coola that if they win, they will go through to the next round. Coola are playing today against Thomas Davis. You'd expect them to win that, but you know what? Predictions.
Yeah, and Davises were down a few lads the last day, Oisin as well, so I think they're due to have a few boys back as well. So Coola maybe still down a few bodies as well. So look,
Exactly. I'm doing that thing that no one should do in judging off scorelines of previous games. Davises were beaten so well by Brigids, I just assume Coola will beat them. But as you say, Davises have players back. Yeah. They might not have played well on that day. Coola's still missing a few big names, so who knows?
Look, you can see totally different teams in 2 weeks. The championship has run off. Lads are picking up knocks and injuries and stuff like that. So you just don't know what's going to be. What shape teams are in.
That's it. Okay, well that's it from us for this first game in the go-ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship. Crokes getting the win against Brigids, 128-29. At 4 o'clock, it's Lucan Sarsfields up against St. Jude's. That will be a good one as well. Both teams chock full of talent, and both had good wins on the opening day. So a spot in the knockout stages, again, almost guaranteed for the winner of that. We'll build up to it from about 5 to 4, so join us then. Remember, you can talk to us via Twitter at DubGAAOfficial. We'd love to hear from you, and you can hashtag it GoAheadDSHA. The final score in the first game of our doubleheader: Crokes 128, St. Brigids 29. We'll talk to you just before 4 o'clock.